If Pakistan violates ceasefire, if there is infiltration, India will respond. India is committed to peace. The ball is in Pakistan's court. Let's listen in to Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar.
At the moment, we are hoping to see a return of peace and tranquility to the border. That is the focus of what we are looking at. I wouldn't go that far into the future at this point of time.
Geeta Mohan.
There was a format that was discussed, and in the outcome that we saw in UFA, that is NSAs to meet, DGMOs to meet, and DGPSS to meet. In the meeting that took place today, the review meeting, was there a discussion or decision on whether if NSAs will be meeting earlier, or would it be wiser for the DGMOs to meet before the NSAs meet? Meaning a military-to-military exchange more important, or a DGPSF meeting more important before the NSAs meet?
No, look, I think all the discussions on this subject within the government today have focused largely on how we are responding to a situation, and what in a sense do we communicate in terms of our position. It's limited to that.
Ranjit Kumar.
Yeah, normally the two DGMOs talk to each other every Tuesday. So did they have any conversation?
I really don't have information on that. I would check up and request Vikas to give you that information.
The day before yesterday, you refused to subscribe to the view that Mr. Sarkar...
I have no idea what you are talking about.
The day before yesterday...
I wasn't here day before yesterday.
I mean, that day...
Okay. Yes.
Do you think that these developments over the last 24 hours are now straight back to the UFA initiative?
Same question he has already answered before, so please.
No, look, I think at the moment the issue for us is stabilizing the border, making very clear our position, both the willingness to work with the Pakistani side on strengthening peace and stability, as well as our determination to protect our sovereignty and security.
फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी, रमजान के कुछ दिन बचे हैं, लेकिन इस माहौल में इस तरह की स्थिति पैदा हुई है कि आपको लगता है कि सिर्फ इन्फ्लिटेशन के लिए सब कुछ हो रहा है, या कुछ और भी आपको दिखाई दे रहा है?
ये देखिए, मैंने कहा ना कि मैं जो दूसरों के मन में है मुझे स्पेकुलेट करना ठीक नहीं है. वो तो आपको वो प्रश्न उनसे पूछना चाहिए.
Foreign Secretary, in the meeting with the Indian High Commissioner, did Pakistan give any evidence about the alleged shooting of that drone? Any evidence did they give?
Well, I think my understanding of that meeting was that the issue came up, and our High Commissioner said that if there were details, we'd be happy to look at it. And I'm not aware of any subsequent development to this meeting. This meeting took place around 9:15 in the morning today.
Foreign Secretary, this development, does it indicate that the UFA declarations was ineffective to bridge the trust deficit between the two countries?
Look, the UFA, what came out of UFA was in a sense, shall I say, an outcome of a meeting between the two prime ministers. Now, it cannot be anybody's case that the two prime ministers should not meet, or that when they meet they should not have a positive conversation. And obviously if they have a positive conversation, then it would be reflected and reported positively. But our point is that while at UFA there were understandings, it was not that in UFA people were not unaware of the problem. It was precisely because there were ongoing issues that we had an agreement that the DGBSF and Pak Rangers would meet, that the DGMOs would meet. So the issues were there. The issues were there. At UFA, some suggestions were discussed and agreed upon on how to go forward. So the problem right now is that in the last 2 days, the situation on the border has worsened. Some unprovoked actions took place. They met with the right response from our side. So we'll then have to see what happens after that.
Mr. Foreign Secretary, is India satisfied with the response of Pakistan? And can one conclude that since India is satisfied, that is why India is going ahead with UFA commitment? Talking to Pakistan.
No, I am a little perplexed by your question. When you say we are satisfied with the Pakistani response to what?
Meaning the firing.
Well, I think somewhere perhaps I have not made myself clear. Yesterday we had communicated our concern on what was happening. We had indicated that in case the firing continued, there would be a retaliatory response.
So the Foreign Secretary, they're making it very clear, if Pakistan violates ceasefire, if there is unprovoked firing, if there is infiltration, India will respond. He also spoke of the Pakistan bogey that an Indian drone was shot down. Now, Pakistan has claimed this was an Indian drone. The Foreign Secretary says this is a Chinese drone. India does not operate any Chinese drones. Neither the Army nor the Air Force, nobody in India, as far as the government is concerned, they have any Chinese drones in our inventory. This perhaps is a private, off-the-shelf available drone, which our sources say belongs to people in Pakistan. And I want to bring in editor Shiv Arur, editor Strategic Affairs Shiv Arur now joins me with more on this story. Shiv, you're holding a drone in your hand. That's a Phantom drone. It's a Chinese-made, commercially available drone. How is this different from the one that went down in Pakistan?
It's actually the precise same drone, Gaurav, if I can, actually say it in those words. The drone that I'm actually holding, if I tilt it across this way, you can get a real sense of just how big this drone is. It's about 1.5 feet square, really small, really light. I'm holding it in my hand. Doesn't fly very high, doesn't fly very fast. It has 3 propellers. And you've actually got the Pakistan establishment summoning Indian agencies saying, we've shot down an Indian drone. I can tell you, it took us here at India Today 20 minutes to find this commercially available drone, available in any market you can choose to, look. These drones are best-selling drones found all over the world, Gaurav. I can also tell you for sure, having seen these drones in operation, you can see that I'm holding it with one hand. It's that light. It's extremely light. It holds a small little camera on it, which is what the Pakistanis say makes it a spy drone. It's actually used to shoot, events, news events all across the world. It's Chinese built. It's called the Phantom 3, and I'm holding it in my hand because that's how easily available it really is. The other thing that's, a bit embarrassing as far as the Pakistani claims are concerned, Gaurav, is that they say that this particular drone, the Phantom 3, was shot down. They actually claim that that was some kind of an achievement by them having shot down a drone like this. Now, considering that a drone like this doesn't have the capacity or the capability to fly more than a few tens of feet high, doesn't fly fast, is a pretty easy target for anyone, hoping to actually shoot it down. It's a bit embarrassing that Pakistan would choose to claim that it's actually shot down an Indian spy drone. A drone like this would probably be the easiest thing to shoot down, especially if it was not expecting, to be shot down, if it wasn't engaged in any kind of spying activity, which is clearly, appears to be the story in this particular case. You wouldn't need a gun to shoot down a drone like this. That appears pretty clear right now. The other thing is, as you can see in the images on our screen, Gaurav, it's the very same drone. I'm holding the same drone in my hand as the one that Pakistan, claims to have shot down, that has summoned India's High Commissioner to Pakistan, to lodge a complaint about. It's become a bit of a joke within the Indian Armed Forces saying, if we had to, pump in our budgets to buy these kinds of drones, we'd probably operate about 10,000 of these. As you and I both know, Gaurav, you've seen the drones that are operated by the Indian Armed Forces. They're at least 7 to 8 times as big as these. They've got wings. They need runways to operate. They don't have small little propellers. They aren't these small little drones. In fact, it was a drone very much like this one, of a fairly similar size, that actually, got popular after the movie Three Idiots as well. So, in the context of everything that we're seeing, a drone like this being called an Indian military spy drone on a sinister mission into Pakistan, occupied Kashmir, is beyond the realms of bizarre. It's beyond the realms of absurdity, especially given that it comes so soon after what was supposed to be a diplomatic icebreaker between Narendra Modi and Nawaz Sharif, Gaurav.
Clearly there's Shiv, and as far as Indian drones are concerned, we operate the Searchers and the Herons. I'll come to you for more on what we operate and what their capabilities are, and what the capabilities of this little device that you're holding in your hand, the capabilities of a Phantom 3. A quick break, back with much more. Keep watching India Today.